You know, for me as an engineer and as your consultant, really, to help you pick the right HVAC system for your grow, whether you're indoors, in a basement, or in a greenhouse, is to listen to what you want. What is it exactly that you need? And sometimes the things that you want aren't exactly the things that you need. Yeah, it would be great to have the Cadillac version of an HVAC system that could do everything, right? And that could run and operate for 20 years into the future. But in reality, this is still a pretty risky business, right? We need to make sure that we can actually grow product and be successful and be profitable before we could take the next step and have the capital and the experience to design a more complex system. So the very first thing that I want to do is I want to talk to you and talk about, what are your limitations? What do you need to accomplish now in the next year or the next 2 years? And then where can we go from there, right? So maybe the solution I give you today on your first grow is different than the solution I'm going to give you in 2 or 3 years once you have experience and you have capital to build the system exactly the way you want to. So the most important thing I do is I listen and I ask questions. How many plants do you want to grow? How do you plan to irrigate them? What type of lights are you going to use? Are you open to other types of lights that might actually produce less heat and reduce the size of your HVAC system? With LEDs, we can reduce the cooling loads by up to 50% because we're not pounding that space with all that heat from the high pressure sodium lamps. But maybe you don't care at this point. Maybe you just need to grow plants, do it the way you know how, even if it's a bigger system than what you would use in the future. So, really understanding what you want, understanding what your budget is. I know not a lot of people like to talk about money and how much money they have or are willing to invest, but that really helps me understand exactly what you can afford. I don't want to give you $1 million system if your budget is $1 million for the entire grow space. Okay, let's start with something simpler. Let's start with a system that's $10,000 or $20,000. I could give you a really good system that's $80,000 or $100,000. Is that within your budget? If I could put all that HVAC into one unit and give you all the ducting and it only costs you $100,000, is that only $100,000 or is that out of your budget? So, if you're willing to talk about your investment, not your investment, but if you're willing to talk about how much money you're willing and able to spend, then I can understand better what solution is going to be better for you.